You can say what you want about MLB managers. They, for some teams, are very important. For some teams, not so much. Of like, the super talented ones. Today, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be ranking every MLB manager. I know I'm going to get some heat for this one because a lot of people, it's really debated. It's very, very tough to rank, especially a lot of those middle of the pack managers. But we know who the best ones are. We know who the worst ones are. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. You already know the tiers: elite, very good, solid, below average, and what are we doing? So let's start with Torey Lovullo, who quietly is actually a very good manager. He's been on the Diamondbacks for a little while now, and really throughout his whole entire career, I think he's a very good manager. He managed it well. Okay, I should say this: his bullpen was bad last year, but for what he had to work with, managed it well. Developed his young guys. I think that he puts out a pretty solid, pesky lineup every single day. I like Torey Lovullo. Brian Snitker. Ooh. Brian Snitker has really shown he's very possibly an elite manager, and I might put him there right now because, boy, he's made his team really good. While we already know the general manager has really helped him a lot, especially like in that World Series run, he got him the pieces. You still got to have a guy who knows how to use them. So Brian Snitker, I think he really knows how to use his assets very, very well. Brandon Hyde may be the toughest one to rank in the whole entire group. First year with the Orioles, they were terrible. Last year, he's able to manage his bullpen into one of the best in all of baseball and almost carries his O's to a playoff run. What I really think Brandon Hyde is, though, I think I can put him in solid. I don't know, like the top of solid. It's really tough. I want to see it again this year because we'll get to another guy who later really needs to prove it once again, but that's what I have for now. Alex Cora got this team to the World Series. We already know they won one with him, but then he got suspended for cheating. He came back, and a little bit of a confusing one. I think right now, Alex Cora, he's fine. He has a decent bullpen. His starting rotation's not great. I think Alex Cora is going to go here in solid. David Ross, I don't think David Ross is a very good manager. Serviceable player, and, he was a bit of a piece in that, 2016 Cubs World Series run, but as a manager, just kind of like a hothead, a little bit of a short temper, and I don't know, he just doesn't seem to manage his bullpen super efficiently. He's got his guys, but I'm going to put him here in below average. So Pedro Grifol is actually tough to rank as well because, he just was a replacement for, what's his name? He was just a replacement for Tony La Russa. I think right now for Grifol, I think I'm just going to go solid because I don't think we really can tell anything this point in the season. David Bell has got a very tough task. The worst, probably second worst roster probably in all of baseball he's got to work with. And what's he doing? Well, early on in this season, he's winning games. He's using his bullpen pretty darn well. I think David Bell, for what he has to work with, I'm going to go David Bell in solid. Terry Francona, someone said this perfectly the other day. Terry Francona is the Bill Belichick of the MLB. He is so good. No matter what you give to this guy, how much money, he's going to put out a winning team out there every single day. Now, obviously, they haven't been to the playoffs every year, but they've been right around 500 or above, like every year that he's been with them. He was a good manager with the Red Sox, too. Terry Francona is very good. Might even say elite. Bud Black's an interesting one because he actually, as well, for what he has to work with, is probably fine. When you play in Coors, managing a bullpen or managing any kind of pitching has got to be absolutely a nightmare, but puts out the pretty nice hitting lineup most days. I mean, he probably is going to get thrown under the bus and might get fired this year because this team is going to be really bad, but I think Bud Black, for what he's got to work with, I think he's done pretty well. AJ Hinch, man, what's going on with AJ Hinch? Because he's not right up here anymore. He's not been good with his team recently. They can't hit. They can't pitch. I really, just based on past success, he's probably going to be here in solid. And I could arguably put him down here in below average. And you know what? Just because I thought about it, yes, I'm going to. AJ Hinch, he cheated and won a World Series, and now he's just not doing well with no cheating. So that's the only evidence I have. I know he was good other than that, but I think being a critical person that I am, I'm going to put him down here in below average. As sad as I was for my Phillies to lose in the World Series, I was excited for Dusty Baker to get himself a World Series. Not elite, I don't think. Very good. He manages his bullpen very well. They've been very good ever since he's been there, and really they've been very good all the time. But pitching really took a step up as soon as Dusty got there into Houston. So I don't think there's any way that we could put him anywhere below this. He might even be elite, but for now, I'm going to put him up here in very good. The Royals just fired their manager last year. Now they've got Matt Quatraro. So I don't think we can really judge him much so far, so solid, I guess. Although they've been awful. I'm actually going to put him below average. Phil Nevin is very interesting because I did not think he did a very good job last year, but they decided to keep him around as their manager once again. Base coach, yeah, that's probably fine, or like, an assistant coach with the Yankees used that, and now he was at the Angels last year too. Manager, I don't think Phil Nevin's really that great. Their bullpen was not good last year. They're throwing out bad lineups, and they really fell off towards the end of the year. I don't think Phil Nevin is really anything but below average. Dave Roberts, the former player. I just found out he was like some speed demon back in the day. Jeez. But Roberts, I think I'm going to go very good. He can't put it together in the playoffs with his team. Barely ever. They got the Mickey Mouse World Series, if you want to call it that. But, I mean, they can't put it together really in the playoffs very much. So, but we already know he's got a lot of assets to work with, and I think putting him in very good is fair. Skip Schumacher, I don't think we can really judge him either yet. I'm going to put him in solid. Craig Counsell, I will say, Craig Counsell has to be elite, man. Every single year puts in a ridiculous, they find pitching out of nowhere. It's literally nowhere, and now they're finding position players out of nowhere, and so yeah, he's very good. He knows how to put together a lineup. Buck Showalter, another tough one for me. I think right now I'm going to put him here at the top of very good. I don't think he should have won Manager of the Year. I thought that Rob Thompson really should have won it with the Phils last year, but that's apparently me and the voters were not on the same page. I think top of very good is fine for now. He might get bumped up to elite. If I'm going to rank these, I think Dusty might be over him. Barely. Well, if you think about their whole entire career, I'm going to put Buck over Dusty. And I'm going to put Roberts over Lovello. Aaron Boone, I've been listening to him when he's on the Talking Yanks with John Boy. It's a very good listen. You should go check it out. But very interesting insight he has on the game. And he knows what he's doing with his bullpen, knows what he's doing with his lineup. A lot more than the fans do, I can tell you that. But Aaron Boone, overall, I don't think he's a guy who makes his team much better. I don't know. I think they could be just fine with someone else. I think overall that's probably just going to land him in solid. Can we talk about the most screwed over person in Major League Baseball history? And Mark Kotsay has to manage the Oakland Athletics. Imagine that, dude. I think out of pure respect, I'm putting him in solid because he still finds a couple pitchers like every single year that they end up doing something. He puts them in good spots. I've already said something about Rob Thompson. I think he manages in a unique way. I'm going to put him here at probably the bottom of very good so far. We haven't even seen him in a full season yet. So his bullpen is managed very, very interestingly because guys have roles, but they really don't. He plays a lot of matchups. Like literally today, they lost the game today, unfortunately. But he was using his bullpen. He's really trying to stretch out. He put Alvarado in for more than an inning, which he never does. Greg Soto was in for more than an inning. Plays the matchups, and he takes a lot of risks because he does those lefty-righty a lot just to get to someone else because he knows that the guy he's going to be bringing in is just going to get cooked by, in this case, it was Luis Ariz. So it's very interesting how Rob Thompson manages his bullpen, but even his lineups and his pinch hitting and his defensive substitutions, very methodical. I like him here at very good. Derek Shelton, another one of these, I don't really know what to do with him. Like, he's been fine, I guess. Like, whatever. Bob Melvin, I think throughout everything, I'm going to put him in the top of solid for right now. Maybe very good. This might be one I get cooked for. I don't know. Scott Service is a very good manager. He's been around a little bit, and I like what he does with his bullpen. They have good bullpens pretty much every year the last few years, and he's got more assets to work with now, but he's developed young guys. I like Scott Service as a manager. Here comes a very intriguing take. We have Gabe Kapler. Didn't work out in Philly. We already know that. Got to the Giants. Didn't work out in 2020. Whatever. 2021, they go on a miracle run, and everyone is saying, Gabe Kapler, man, he's the guy. Well, they lose the pitching coach, and what happens to them? They go downhill, and it is not looking good for this team right now. I really, honestly, I don't want to do it. I think Gabe Kapler, whereas if you ask us after 2021, he's elite. I think now he's like top of solid. He's probably below Bob Melvin. Like, I don't know what else I could do with him. Ollie Marmol, in the playoffs, not good. Not good in his one series in the playoffs. Throughout the year, though, however, I think another one that's probably just going to go solid. Yes, another elite manager. Here we go. Kevin Cash, dude, the best in the business. It is remarkable to me how bad roster this guy can have, and he'll still, somehow, some way, they're like 12-0 right now, 11-0. I think they play tonight, or right now pretty much, but 11-0 to start the year. How about it? Kevin Cash, you are a stud. Maybe controversially, I think this is going to be my last elite. Bruce Bochy, man. Sneaky. An incredible advantage, especially with the pitching side of things. Like, he knows how to manage a bullpen, and I think he's going to make this lineup even better. They were very good the first series. I haven't really seen what they've been doing the last couple weeks or the last week or so, but Bruce Bochy, maybe controversial, yes, but especially like even back with San Francisco, he was very good. Rocco Baldelli, I don't think Rocco Baldelli's really that great. I'm going to put him here in the top of below average. John Schneider as well. He did not do well. He did very poorly in the playoffs, especially. I'm going to put Schneider here at the top of below average. I don't know. I'm putting Davey Martinez up here in very good. The bottom of very good, because what he's had to work with is actually pretty not very good. He won a World Series. I'm going to give him respect there. So that's the tier list. Not all of these are in order. I just only did that for a select few, but I think that's how I'd have the elite tier, at least. That's your top 5. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like as well as subscribe. Go check out the podcast. Is my Phillies podcast I do after every single series. About to record the next one right now. Weekly recap. I'm sorry I didn't get one out to you this week. Things got very, very busy back to school, and those might not be as consistent until the summer. The summer, then we'll start to really kick it into high gear. But thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Go Phils.